Hi everyone and welcome. I'm going to share some messages that I've been receiving regarding the 2 coming months now. So I've been told that we have entered a period of great transformation, lasting from a week, between 1 and 2 weeks ago. That's when we entered this period, and it's lasting up until mid or end June. Within this period, we will experience very rapid changes. The messages I've been receiving relates mostly to individuals, like on the individual level. It's also collective, like on a bigger scale in the external. But the reason why it's very focused on the individual is because that's where the shift happens, and that's these shifts that are happening now is what is going to have the biggest effect on the collective as well. So it's very important to stay centered and present in ourselves and with the shifts we are experiencing, and with what we are being asked to step into and what we are being asked to release. What we are being asked to shift, because it might be very quick changes in directions for each and every one of us. So it's very important to not get too distracted by everything else externally and really focused in on ourselves, because we can shift a lot during this period. When I got up this morning, I was connecting in, and the guy that I was talking with told me to make a video today on the 2 months coming. So this is up until end May, so it's most of this period. He said that the last period of this larger period that we are in will be a bit different than these 2 first months. And I wanted to share also the experience I had today, because I was told specifically to go into the forest, to connect in and to receive the messages that was going to be shared in a video on the next 2 months. And as I was standing there connecting in, I was closing my eyes, I was standing just by a tree, and I was doing a little meditation, some clearing for myself, some energy work first, and then after I had been doing that, I was connecting in and I was calling him in and letting him know that now I'm ready. When I opened my eyes, around 10 meters in front of me, there were 2 really beautiful deers. It was magic. It was incredible. They were just standing there eating, as if I wasn't there at all. And I started then walking, and I received the messages that I'll be sharing now. And when I came back, I was thinking back of the deers and thinking about the meaning, the symbolic meaning about deers, which is gentleness, which is vigilance, ability to change direction very quickly, and also intuition, and to be connected in with that. Those are some of the things they are connected to, and those are really some of the essence of the messages that I was getting. So I wanted to share that, because it's the messages are coming in so many ways, and I think that was a little bit of magic in my day. So the most important thing that I was given to share is that we are being asked to let go. Really to let go of a lot of things. during this period. He said that we're shifting from being the old human to being new human. And our bodies are shifting. Our bodies are changing. It has started a while ago with changes on cellular level, and the changes are ongoing. We'll now start to experience more of the shift that has been happening, is happening, and it will continue to happen with our physical body. So we can experience very sudden changes in abilities, for example, on many different levels of how our body functions, and really come to understand that our bodies are high technology in a way. There's so many things hidden for us in the physical body that is starting to come online, and we will start experiencing these things in this period. So there can be very sudden things that seems really strange or weird, or like as if it wasn't possible, or very quick changes in the physical body, and this is a natural thing, because we are starting to see the shifts on a physical level, because everything happens on an energetic level first, and then it takes some time for the physical body to adjust. And these upgrades and activations, or whatever label we want to put on it, that has been happening over quite some time now, is starting to really to reach, well, it has been reaching the physical body, but to really come online and to be seen and to be experienced. It can be a very challenging period if we resist changes in our lives. If we don't want to let go of the old version of ourselves, if we don't want to let go of whatever it is that we are no longer aligned with. So this is not about thinking or figuring out or coming from that point or from that perspective. It's about really being in the heart and to follow our own guidance, to follow our own intuition, to really tune into that, to be very, very present, and to try to come into this sort of a flow state much more, and to come into that alignment, to come into stillness, because when we slow down, we are actually speeding up. Because when we are slowing down and we're starting to really listen into the guidance that is coming in, slowing down to really feel how we're feeling, slowing down to actually be able to be present in the surroundings with ourselves, to really take things in and to really digest it and feel it and be very present, then we are actually speeding up our frequency. Our frequency is not speeding up by running around. And when our frequency is rising, that's when the shifts are happening. And so really slowing down, acting on inspiration, and follow that. So the way I've been shown this is that it can look like really, really slow, like as if we're not doing anything, and then suddenly it's like we're doing a lot, because suddenly there's an inspiration or there's a guidance on acting on something, and then we do that. Then it can be super slow, and it can be like a 180 turn, or like a huge, massive change in direction. And there's like, so we will have to be very present to be able to adjust with the changes and to be able to embody it all, because it's really important to stay in the body, to embody it, to stay grounded, to stay present and have the focus on aligning with yourself and not just being distracted by everything else. If we resist these changes, if we try to hold ourselves back for whatever reason, we do that and not really attend to why we're holding ourselves back. What is the fear? What is the hesitation? What, like, not releasing that or looking into that, and when we're just holding back or we are not letting go, then we're making this way more challenging for ourselves. And it can be quite a challenging period if you are doing that. If not, it can be they're showing me like an amusement park. It can be like some scary jumps we will be asked to make, and there will be real like magic, a lot of joy. It will be like it will move quickly, but we need to slow down for that, to be present with the quick changes. I hope it makes sense. I'm just trying to explain it to the best of my ability now, but please ask it in the comments if something is not really clear. It's, how can I explain this? There will be things coming up, and when we are shifting from this old human to this new human, like he said, I was told that things that was aligned or did work or was patterns with this old human will really, that are not aligned with this new human that we are becoming, will be very highlighted. Especially addictive and obsessive behaviors, thoughts, emotions, patterns. Those might be coming up to, how can I say this? It can be experienced as if it's getting stronger, as if it's just getting more of it. Like, I've been working on this behavior for such a long time. I've been doing all this healing, and why do I have even more of an obsession about it now? Why, like, that type of confusion can easily come up, is what I'm being shown. This is not because it's getting worse. The thing is that because that is a part of that old human, that old version of yourself, and you're now moving into this new version of yourself, which is a new physical body as well. That new physical body is not aligned with that old behavior. So when you are starting to move in between these two in this period, and when you're experiencing yourself in that sort of new body, and you experience a bit of a higher consciousness, and you're having that behavior with you, this new human, this new version of yourself will have a much stronger reaction to that old behavior because it's not aligned. That in the human body in and of itself can feel very intense, but it's not because it's getting worse, it's because it's not aligned. It's because whatever made this behavior, this pattern, these emotions, these thoughts, being there in the first place, what is the reason why these coping mechanisms was held in place, these are falling away. These are actually releasing if we've done the work. And when you're moving into this new human more and more and more, this is no longer aligned, and your body will have a much stronger reaction to it. That is just normal. That means that you're shifting. And that means that you have a choice of whether you want to resist aligning to that new version of yourself which is coming up, or if you want to actually release it and make the choice to more aligned behaviors, patterns, programs. So it can be some challenging moments, and it can be some really awesome moments, because it can be also really much quicker and easier to shift during this period. And trying really to stay in the flow. They've been showing me again and again water. Drink a lot of water, be in water. And staying in a sort of fluidity, just trying to flow with the energy, with what you're experiencing, with the shifts you're having. And the most important thing is to get out of your own way, because the ego, and I can just say from the things I've been asked to do over the last couple of weeks, and the shifts I'm personally being asked to make, and deeper commitments. My ego is at times fighting quite hard, and being aware of that, because that's really standing in your own way. That's yourself holding yourself back. So being really clear about recognizing when something is resistance and when something is a lack of resonance, because those are very different. And also being aware of when it's just like the mind, the ego, the personality, trying to keep you safe, but trying to keep you safe out of an old situation, an old version of you that is no longer serving you, and actually aligning up to this new human, and getting out of your own way, and being able to make those choices as we're moving through this period is very, very important, and it's the best way you can help yourself. Creating is another thing that was said. Coming into more of a creative mode is something more and more will experience. So as these changes are happening, it can be like I mentioned in a video around Christmas, when I was receiving messages about the energetic patterns of relocations for specific, that's not for everyone, but for some specific individuals, and quite a lot of them, that will geographically relocate. That energetic patterning was starting to be laid around Christmas, is what I received. What I was told now is that those quick shifts and changes that we're going to experience now, for some people those are also relocations, or more physical anchoring and preparing for those relocations. For some people it can be changes in relationships, for some people it can be changes of improved health, for some people it can be patterns and ways of doing things that will be shifting the way we do things, and what resonates with us. It can be job that will suddenly sort of out of nowhere shift. there can be new people coming into our lives, new directions of things we're doing. It can be new interests. It can be new abilities we're experiencing in our bodies. It can be so many different things. And these things are individual. So it's not like this one specific thing is going to happen for everyone. This is all what is the thing that is aligned for you, what your higher self, what you, from a higher perspective, have chosen yourself. And your job in the physical body is anchoring this, is embodying it, and is making the choices to align with that and be very present in that process in order to be able to do this, and not only go about things in a I should probably do this or this and this and this is logic. It is so much less about logic and so much more about the heart and presence and ability to suddenly shift direction. Yeah, I think that's the most relevant things, or the important things I was told. Yeah, after this period, so after there will be, I've not yet received anything about a period of this transformation which is in June. But after that has ended, there will be an integration period of everything that is happening now. So it's not like everything has to be fixed and tangible and sort of in place within these 2 months. But if we do get out of our own way and we come along with these changes, then in this integration period we will have afterwards, it will all be anchored more into a tangible physical experience. But the initiation of that is what is happening now. And let it happen. That's what I keep saying. And having a lot of compassion with yourself, not using this as never with this message or any other message that has to do with what is coming. Never use that as a answer sort of or a guidebook of how to live, or actually like what specifically to do, because that takes away from that presence and feeling into what is feeling aligned for you. So if something does not resonate, you just leave it. Then it's not for you. These messages are intended to be for awareness, to assist in the process as we're going through this. If we experience these quick shifts, to have to come back to and to have the awareness of, this is what was mentioned, this is probably what's going on. I just have to rest into it. I have to rest into my own beingness, instead of trying to figure everything out or trying to do things in an old way, because I'm actually shifting into this new version of myself with a completely new body, with new things coming that I have no clue about. So I just have to let go. I have to sit back and let this happen. I have to let myself go on this ride. That's the essence of the message, to really let that happen and be present with yourself. It's not to try to tell you what you are going to experience, but use it as a tool when you need it in your own journey, and be present with what is happening for you. And have a lot of compassion for yourself. Have compassion for those around you, because those are experiencing the exact same thing in their individual format. if you want, and love yourself. Don't be hard on yourself or judge yourself for any behaviors or anything that is releasing. It's coming up to be released because you're actually shifting. So when you find yourself judging yourself, instead of looking at, oh, I'm doing this again, or I was thinking that thought again, or I was once again being triggered in this situation, instead of judging yourself for that, see that, oh, this was coming up because I'm actually shifting. It's actually moving forward. I got a new opportunity to just release a deeper layer of this and then keep going. Because we don't need those long processes anymore. It's just like release it, release it, release it, and keep going. And be present with yourself. So I hope this is helpful for you. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful, powerful transformation. Coming into your own power, coming in much deeper into your own truth, and keep shifting. Let me know in the comments if this resonates, if you have any experiences or what types of shifts you're going through. I love reading your comments and see how you're going about things, and it can also be helpful for others to see your comment. You never know who might have help from it. So I'll see you in the next video, and I wish you a beautiful day or evening wherever you are. Bye bye.